So my vitality number, let's say, vitality number, just a refresher, that is my cost per living per year, right? Or excuse me, in this case, for the slide, per month. So if I take my annual, what I think it's going to cost me annually to live, and listen, we have a tool in the community. It's called the Vitality. Um, I forget the exact name, but Vitality equation, the Vitality equation, where you sit down and you get naked on this spreadsheet about all the expenses. And if you don't have a personal P&L in your life, then I encourage you get a personal P&L. Figure out whether it's on a spreadsheet, whether it's actually in QuickBooks. Ours happens to be in QuickBooks. I can at any time say, Claudia, print me a P&L 15 days into the month, just like our businesses, and I can look at our expenses and we can tighten things up. You'll be amazed where the leakage is of the things you're paying for that maybe you don't even realize it. Maybe I'm the only one, but I don't know. I've seen these commercials where there's an app that helps you remind you of what of what apps you have. Well, you'd be surprised how many apps. I don't go with the free version of apps very long. I just long enough to know I want it, and then I want all the features of it. Well, sometimes that works against me if I stop using that app in a little while. So it's very important to just know what it costs you per year, divide it by 12, and how many months of that do you need to feel secure? Claudia wants 18 months. I can live with 2 months. We got to meet in the middle. It's about a year. So about a year is our year's worth of what our cost of living is in a security bucket in a safe vehicle that doesn't get played with. Okay. Then you've got the wealth operating system bucket, and that's your that's your money for investing, right? That's also known as your core fund. Your core fund is there to be your base of financial freedom. So your first order freedom goal is to have your core fund generate your horizontal income more than that 1.3 to 1.5 that we talked about a moment ago of your cost of living per year, your vitality number. So once that wealth operating system has got 1.3 of what you need coming in per year, you are financially free. But that only happens if you've got surplus. Okay, whether you've got a business that's creating more than you need to live, whether you've got a W 2 job and a side hustle that's creating more than you need to live, whatever it takes, whether you're a 1099 employee that has the freedom of schedule to do a second job or a second side hustle for the surplus, whether that's a husband and wife working as a team, whatever that looks, where one of the spouse's income is their surplus, whatever that looks like, that surplus gets turned into horizontal income and compounds to the point where it's 1.3 of what you need to live, and you are financially free. Okay. So, active income, we talked about this already. Active income is active business income, W 2, 1099. Passive income, I think I put this in for a second time just to remind us the difference between active, passive, and passive residual, also known as horizontal income. Now, this is the challenge. We talk about the vitality factor, and this bucket with the holes in it will tell you that there's a lot going on for some of us because as we come up, our expenses seem to come up with us. So what is the biggest expense that all of us have? It's already on the slide. It's ignorance. It's ignorance. It's a business owner that takes his surplus and thinks everything's going to be as easy and successful as the things that you know so well. And guess what? That's not always going to be the case. You need to be mindful of that. So, number one is ignorance. Okay, so we want to be careful about that. We want to get good counsel. We want to do good due diligence. Very, very important. Number two expense is taxes. We just talked about that. I know everybody thinks that that's the biggest expense. Ignorance is the worst. Taxes is second. Here's a friendly reminder of what that looks like. And then number three biggest expense is that cost of living, that vitality number. Live within our values, not our vanity. Live within our values, not our vanity. And then fee. Okay, because those tax people, that my CPA and my estate attorney, that also is my asset protection attorney, my coaches, my education, my apps on my phone, all of that is fees, and it's called fee drag. That's also if I'm moving stocks in and out, and every time I move them in and out, there's a transaction. That fee drag often eats up any gains on a mutual fund. Read the book, Money, Master the Game. Write that down. Money, Master the Game. I'm going to talk all about fee drag. And I know Tony Robbins is a rah-rah guy. He's great at that. That's not what that book is about. That book is all about he was coaching multi-million dollar guys, high net worth individuals, and he figured out that they knew how to make money. They didn't know how to compound the surplus, and that's what that book is all about. Really, really good. And then last but not least, the fifth largest expense is inflation. And now more than ever, I've gone pretty long here. And for those of you that don't know, that aren't regulars to the community, we usually carve out an hour and a half. If you have to go in an hour, you're not going to hurt my feelings, but I will tell you, got some pure gold coming up. And if you're not part of the community, I don't send out the replay. So you may want to hang out. This is some good stuff here, guys. So 10 wealth plays to win the money game forever. I'm going to run through these pretty quick. Okay. Number one, make a decision to be wealthy. Being wealthy, when we talk about the money side, is an action that happens between our ears. Some people need to get over the fact that $10 million, the good that they could do with that, besides leaving something for their kids, which is biblical, and their grandkids, which is biblical, is an amazing thing. Clean out the cobwebs and make a decision. That's number one. Number two, oh, there we go. Invest in ourselves. One of the pillars of the community, right? Personal development. Your earning ability and your financial sophistication level, you've got to invest in that. It's not about the income, it's about the surplus, guys. And that surplus invested over time is really what's going to make the difference for you. And then number two is you need to harness time, guys. We've all got a runway to work with, and that runway is not forever, right? It's the compound of is magic over the right time scale, and none of us have forever. That's a fact. Build an extraordinary company. If for those of us that are business owners, right, intelligently invest your active income, pay yourself tax efficiently, and be deliberate in your use of your active income to actively contribute to your net worth. And we use a lot of tools in the community that help with that. But also, you want to grow your company's value. This growth is an unrealized gain. We talked about that already, and hence extremely efficient tax treatment. Okay. And then last, consider transitioning your company into the ultimate PRI machine opportunity by intelligently going passive. Listen, for those of you that don't know, and this is beyond the conversation for this meeting, there's three reasons why we start or buy a business. Number one, to sell it. Number two, to scale it. Number three, to own it passively. There's no other reason why you would own a business. Why would you torture yourself if you weren't going to end up financially free because of it, right? For those of us that are business owners, say hallelujah, amen, right? Sell it, scale it, own it passively. So that unrealized gain is a very, very important thing for us. You want to bet on yourself, but radically tilt the playing field in your favor by investing in you. Notice the word advantages has a capital A right there, guys. A capital A because you want to be in areas, a niche that you have advantages. I do multifamily. I have and will again flip houses. I do rentals. I do new construction. I don't do mobile home parks. Although I know people that do, I would partner with somebody that does. I don't do RV parks, although I have a very good friend that's very successful in that. Those are his advantages. They're not mine. So if I were to do those things, I would partner with somebody that does that. And then number 7, avoid stupid capital losses. Trust your wealth plan. You better have one. And do you have one? That's very important, right? Erect protective legal barriers and create sound succession plans. When storms strike, it's too late to build your shelter. For those of you who haven't heard, the scene of an accident is not the place to learn CPR, guys. You've got to be ready with correct estate planning as well as asset protection. You want to build a solid wealth team, and having a good coach, having a good, even if it's a group coach and you're at the group level as a part of your team. You don't run your company, you don't run your life without a good coach, or at least you shouldn't. Why should you run your net worth solo? But you got to stay in charge and build strategic depth. You are the CEO of your net worth. You are the quarterback of the team. Very, very important. And ultimately, wealth is a mental and emotional game, guys. It's a mental and emotional game. You got to keep the emotion out of it as much as possible, but we're all human. And to win, you've got to be continuously upgrading your wealth operating system, which is your mental beliefs. So I know I've thrown a lot at you. The idea was to just give you a taste of the community and the wealth pillar of the community. And then I've already said it once, you are the quarterback. You can't have your head buried in the sand. You are the CEO of your finances. Okay. Pretty important stuff. And I know I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I'm through what I wanted to get through besides a couple of minor things. Number one,